Good afternoon, internet, or morning, or evening, whatever time it is. Dio, what time is it for you? You don't know, you just run around and try and get treats and pets. That's all you know. Now that noise is happening, all of the dogs decided that they want to come hang out. But we're going to be talking about kind of more general problems that every guitar player will run into, and things that will fix that, or what might cause it so that you can avoid it. What? What? Oh, it's almost that time, hey? I'm gonna finish this quick and then I will do that. Don't knock over my shit. Put another log on. So, today we're gonna be talking about string breakage, just in general. If you have ever broken a string at any time, it is always the worst time, because there's no good time to break a string. So, you wanna do absolutely everything you possibly can to avoid that from ever happening. So, first off, what causes a string to break? Generally, it's going to be the fulcrum point that a string will vibrate at. Say on a two-pneumatic bridge, for instance, a lot of them are just going to be almost a knife edge. So, shut up, fire, don't interrupt me. So if you take like a coat hanger or, thick metal wire or something like that, and you hold it in a vice grip and you bend it back and forth, it's only gonna take a couple times of you moving it back and forth for that to snap. But if you were to hold it in your hands and move it back and forth, it's going to take a lot longer for that fulcrum point to wear down that wire and snap. So on a Strat style saddle, the bent fender saddles, they are a bit rounder. So generally you'll break less strings on those just because the actual design of the saddle itself. So basically, when a string is locked into position, it causes stress on specific points on the string and can lead to metal fatigue. And snap! The PTFE can ease that grip, as does a well-designed string ramp. So a burr can lock a string into position, but it does not cut into the string. Hence why whenever you break a wound string, you usually can pull it apart, as the core will break, but the outer wrapping will still be together. All metal saddles, whether it be brass or aluminum or pot metal or steel or whatever material, there is a very high chance for burrs or uneven spots to wear in the saddle. So if a string is sitting in the slot of a saddle or on the rounded point of the saddle, with any metal on metal contact, there's always a risk of that, and eventually you're just going to start wearing little burrs and little flecks of metal and will create an uneven spot. Now there are a couple quick solutions you can do to alleviate that issue, just by taking a piece of fine grit sandpaper, so like 400 to 600 grit. Just make sure to not go too hard because you don't want to lower it or adjust the action or anything like that. It's just to even out any burrs or uneven spots that the string might be sitting on. And just a quick fix for any saddles that are breaking more strings than other saddles, it's probably that issue. Now, of the range of our brands of things that we make, can you guess which of them will stop you from breaking strings? Well, leave it in the comments below. Maybe I'll pick one of you and we'll send you things. I don't know. There might even be guitar things. You don't know. Anyway, yeah, you're right. It's our string saver saddles. Funny how we named them the thing that they do. But yeah, our string saver saddles. Now, what they are is a much more even spot for them to sit on. It is a more resonant material because it is our tusk material, which is a material that we invented all by ourselves, and it is a material that keeps the guitar frequencies in mind. So unlike metal or bone or ivory or wood for that matter, it's the only material that was specifically created with the resonant frequencies of a guitar in mind, so that it helps transfer those vibrations and that sustain right through to the body, accentuate harmonic notes that you like in your guitar. There's way too many words to say. It's a material that sounds really good with the guitar. Anyway, a lot of people will recommend using graphite and putting either graphite, pencil, lead, whatever into the slots of saddles or nuts to help lubricate the slots. All of our saddles and Tusk XL nuts use PTFE, or Teflon as and it's either 300% or 500% times more slippery compared to graphite. I don't know how we came up with that figure, but that's why we have interns and like graduate students come in and physics and science people to come in and use like AutoCAD and math. I don't know, to come up with numbers, and they have graphs and stuff, and then they point them at me and I go, whoa, cool. We go, and then it works. That's how science works. So all of our string saver saddles are impregnated with PTFE, or Teflon, which is the trademark name. And so they are permanently lubricated, not just a coating, it's all throughout the saddle, so it's never gonna wear out. This will also help a lot with tuning stability if you're using a tremolo or anything like that. But the saddles themselves are just more resonant, permanently lubricated, and generally have a better shape. They're kind of a more well-rounded frequency response too. They have a little cut around 2K, so then the highs and mids and lows kind of sit more evenly together. So the two pneumatic ones compared to the Strat ones obviously will have more effects just because it's more of that material, and you will stop breaking strings. I've said this a lot, and in all of our advertisements and stuff, we always say it'll drastically reduce the amount of string breakage or by a percentage or anything like that. I cannot break strings. Normally I would break a string once a week, and if we did lots of shows or went on tour or something, it would be like, okay, I need to save all of my money and spend it all on strings because I'm breaking one every time that we play a show. So I sweat a lot and I punch the hell out of my guitars. I cannot break a string. I literally have to change my strings now because they're corroded and rusted and sound like garbage, not because I'm breaking them. Now, we do have a wide variety of styles of string saver saddles. We have about 20 in two pneumatic. So if you go onto our website, graphtech.com, there'll be a link in the description. We have a list of different part numbers that will work with different bridges. So if you look on the bottom of your two pneumatic style bridge, like on a Les Paul or something like that, there will be a little bridge stamp on it most of the time, and we have a correlating part number to which saddle bridge thing will go on there. So, fire's still going good. Yes, I'm gonna feed you. I just need to finish talking to the internet. It's only 5:15. You're fine. You're gonna be fine for another 15 minutes. I swear. I've watched you do it before. Okay, internet. We gotta hurry up because Molly's hungry. Now, we also have String Saver Classics. So the String Saver original saddles are just an entire saddle made out of our String Saver material. So that tusk material impregnated with PTFE or Teflon. Yes, Molly, I'm almost done. I just gotta talk about one more thing and probably something else that I forgot. So it's a metal alloy saddle that has a small insert of our String Saver material. So it's going to retain the bite of a metal saddle, so that 2K spike that I mentioned before, it will retain that, so it'll still be a bit harsh like a metal saddle, but will also drastically reduce the amount of string breakage. Now, I have String Saver Classics on a couple of my guitars, and I have String Saver Originals on the other ones, and I have not noticed a single difference in the amount of string breakage because, again, I haven't broken a string in 5 or 6 years now. I've broken the neck off of a guitar twice, and I still haven't broken a string. I don't know what wizardry we have, magic in the background. I've checked. I don't see any wizards, but maybe they're easier to hide nowadays. So we've got a bunch of videos that we've done on different styles and brands of guitars. So kind of going through what upgrade parts that we make that will fit on there. So if you've got a Strat or Tele or Fender style guitar, we did a bunch of videos that go through all the parts for that. You've got an ESP, LTD, Schecter, PRS, Ibanez, Gibson or Epiphone, Harley Benton. Did I do others? I don't know. Probably. And we'll probably do more. So, in closing, there are a bunch of different methods that you will find on the internet that might work, may work, have worked, can work, and probably won't work. Or you could just go with our String Saver saddles. It will drastically reduce the amount of string breakage you experience, but coming from me, you'll never break a string ever, and if you do, there's something horrifically wrong with your guitar. Justin Static 2020 TN. So to recap, the dogs are hungry and a light just died, so it is time to do the recap. String Saver saddles will stop you from breaking strings. We make them in the classics, which look like a standard or contemporary saddle. It just has an insert of our String Saver material. Our String Saver material is impregnated with Teflon, which is 500 or 300 or something times more slippery compared to graphite. It's permanently lubricated all throughout the saddle, so it will never wear out or wear down, or it's not a coating or anything like that. So it's forever in there. So it's more resonant, so it's louder acoustically. It will help the vibration transfer to the body and the neck. You'll get more sustain. It'll be more awesome. If you have a black guitar, they look cool on them. If you have a gold guitar, they look cooler. Most of them are pretty inexpensive. They range around like 30 to 60 bucks, depending on which ones and how many screws are in them, because screws and hardware cost money. And yeah, oh yeah, we make them for Floyd Rose, Strat stuff, two pneumatic stuff, Wilkinson stuff. If you have a guitar that breaks strings, we probably make something for it. Not all of them. Like weird stuff we don't. Like Teisco or Rickenbacker. Nobody makes anything for Rickenbacker. So, if you have any questions about our string saver saddles, shoot us an email at sales@Graphtech or stringsaverquestions@ihave.com/Graphtech. That's not a website, and don't go to it. Or you can just leave right in the comments below, or shoot us an email, or message on Instagram, or Twitter, or Facebook, or whatever. Anyway, I don't know how to end this video, so I'm gonna go feed the dogs and go buy some string saver saddles so you can stop breaking strings and make your guitar a million times better. Okay, see you next week. Bye.